Welcome back to Malaprop's Bookstore and Cafe. And before we start tonight's author event, I'd like to do a few shout-outs to some folks. First of all, I'd like to thank Odin and Todd Crete and Lauren Cotis for bringing Odin. That, you probably made the connection, that is the cover dog. And he just hasn't worked on the whole third-person thing, so he's really fun. And I want to give a shout-out to my cat women, Monica Nolan and Cindy Norris. And I really... What's the thing? You never try to star with a child, a dog, or you can take him back. I'd like to have him on the stage. Bye. A maligned breed, just like PIs. I'd really like to thank Malaprop's, the staff of Malaprop, for just encouragement and support far beyond the call of duty. Really, they just make every rider feel like a star. So. And thank you all for making time for a little mayhem in your very busy, busy, busy lives. And thank you for this past year. It's been really fun. So that's for y'all. I have a story tonight that I'd like to inflict upon you all. It has never been published. It's never been read by anyone outside my household. It was part of the group of stories that did make it into Mayhem. But at the last minute, I yanked it. I took it out for reasons that escape me now. But it's a good story, like all mine. And it's a true story. And it's titled The Mystery Pilot and the Barbecue Unspeakable. And I'd like to read it. And after we're done, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to have answers for them if I can. And I'll do some book signing. If there's like one person in Western North Carolina who hasn't bought my book. And then I want you all to eat and have a good time and drink and have some mayhem. So, I'm going to read from this story. Sun diamonds glanced off the windows and danced along the brightly painted metal body of the Cessna 172 aircraft. I was sitting in the co-pilot's seat, dazzled by the brilliant sunlight and blinking in disbelief at the gorgeous tapestry of forest and farmland that unfurled below me. The Valley River, running between the western North Carolina towns of Andrews and Murphy, flashed beneath us as a slender silver wire that turned swiftly into a black snake as we descended. It was not the picturesque aspect of this landscape that provoked my incredulity. It was the increasing clarity of it all, the dizzying speed at which it loomed up to meet our falling plane. That astonished me. No, paralyzed me. The heat of my fear flooded across my face and ears and sent pins and needles down to my armpits and groin. We were falling so quickly that I began to see individual leaves and branches on the trees that only seconds before had resembled vast formations of dark green broccoli heads, undulating in every direction. I remember feeling the back of my head detaching itself and lifting up, separate and free, from the doomed aircraft and the trapped bodies inside of it. I remember that I could not speak. I could only form the most basic monosyllabic thoughts. Start, plane, now, oh, God, start, plane, now, oh, shit. The pilot appeared unmoved by the hiccuping engine, by the fitfully turning propeller. He was indifferent to our unenviable status as a 2,500-pound fuel-filled bomb plummeting towards the ground. He did not glance once towards his sole passenger, the lawyer's investigator, whom he had conned into accompanying him on this suicide mission. He merely gazed toward the benevolent sun, smiling affably and squinting slightly behind his tinted aviator's glasses. His thumbs drummed on the control yoke, while underneath his thick soup strainer mustache, he hummed some unknown tune. Up until the time he decided to end our lives, the pilot had seemed like a good egg. A former Korean War combat pilot, and now a retiree regular at the Andrews Murphy Airport, he was a chubby, cheerful, immediately likable man who was chock full of aviation knowledge, weather lore, and war stories. He wore a Greek fisherman's cap that rode squarely on top of his happy head and pulled down snugly onto a thicket of short, stiff, dense, silvery hairs that fringed the circumference of his head and grew over, around, and inside his clamshell-shaped ears. He looked like a more ethnic and roly-poly version of Captain Kangaroo. I hated him. I wanted to kill him. I wanted to scream into his furry ears, stomp on his stupid hat, set fire to his spit-snatching mustache, shove all my reports and paperwork down his throat, and stab him repeatedly with my ballpoint pen. Start this plane. But before I could kill him, we first had to land safely. Less than 2 years